Well, you know, after the game on Tuesday, we came together as a program and we said we had to rebuild the image of the Eagles. I mean, the performance on Tuesday just wasn't good enough, and we've worked very hard the last 3 days to step up, and we stepped up in our performance today, but it's actually a harder loss to take. On Tuesday, we played an inexperienced side against a great Canadian side. It was a game that we didn't have the personnel to win, but we feel like the game today was one we should have won. The last 10 minutes of the second half, we were in their 22 for 10 minutes and we didn't come away with any points, and that really told. So, very happy with the performance, disappointed with the result. When you play a game where you feel like you were the better team, and when you play a game where you had opportunities to score that you didn't take, then it becomes really hard to lose a 14-10 game. I'm very proud of the players and what they did and what they brought to the field today, but we have to learn from this. International rugby is about winning, and we had a chance to win the game, and we made some technical errors and we made some tactical errors, and that really prevented us from being able to walk away with this series 1-1. And by the time we get to the World Cup, we have to have those things solved. We hope that this game will be one that we can learn from. We can certainly sit down with our tactical decision makers and walk through the game, walk through the learning. But I think overall this series has been a real tremendous opportunity for us. We're very happy that we're able to come here to try out some new players, and we look forward to bringing some of our top players back in when we get to our top 50 camp and seeing who goes to the World Cup. So it really wasn't a great game of rugby. It was a very physical game, but there was lots of knock-ons. We struggled in the scrum in the first half, and that didn't give us a strong platform. But we took some poor tactical decisions. We had some opportunities to play territory where we could have really pinned Canada back. Our kicks and kick chase were great, and we just didn't use that enough. We will always lead with our defense. It's the American way. We're physical, and if we can learn to play territory and then lead with our defense like we did in the first half, we'll be able to put some pressure on some of the teams we play at the World Cup. I think we struggled a little bit at the breakdown with the referee, but when they got into the second half, we were dropping off tackles, and that allowed them to play very quickly, and we just weren't able to rebuild our wall. And so, part of that is our conditioning program and our strength and conditioning program. We knew coming in we wouldn't have the legs to be able to last 80 minutes, and it showed. But some of it is also just our work rate. It's been a long week for these girls. They've worked really hard, and we know that we have to be in better shape to be able to play for 80 minutes, and we'll be in better shape when we get to Paris. Well, we tried a different combination today. We put Kimber Rosier at 10 and Sadie Anderson at 12. They're our two best playmakers, and I think it gives us two kickers, two playmakers, and I think it allows us to play. The conditions weren't great, but I think that's something that we're going to continue to experiment. We have a lot of competitive athletic backs, and we have a number that aren't here. So we're really looking forward for that competition and looking to build the right combinations when we go to the World Cup. We really played a more experienced team today, in particular in the pack, with Turley, Daley, and Kugler in the back row. It's a really dynamic, hard-hitting but playmaking back row. We were really happy with the way they played, and they were really instrumental in our ability to shut down the Canadian wide attack with their line speed. And I think that was one of the real positives that we took out of the game. Our type 5 was also a step up, and I thought Katy Augustyn really had a good game around the loose. Our line-out throws were good, and our line-outs were a big plus the whole of this series.
The World Cup's the goal. I mean, the World Cup's where we need to be peaking. We started implementing a couple new patterns, and we knew that it would be difficult, and there were some people that were here that haven't even run the arrows that we run. So I don't know, I think that it was a good step. Obviously it's really hard to play under that pressure when you're learning something new, but I think building from Tuesday to Saturday, it was much better, and we'll only grow from there.
Well, I think that watching the game, if you watch the game, you can see that our ball retention at the point of contact wasn't exactly what we needed, and I know that we can improve that. So I think we're a little disappointed individually in their ability to hold onto the ball at the point of contact and produce fast ball, because we couldn't really play our pattern with the quality of the ball that we had. Well, I think that you can see that we've grown on the field and getting used to playing with each other just from our sport from Tuesday to today. And I think that as a team we've gotten a lot closer together. We've gotten a lot closer, and I think everybody's just really excited about the May camp coming up, and then the tour to England and Wales, and then the World Cup. I think there's just a growing excitement for the rest of the cycle.